Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and today we'll be covering the full story of Joker War. The day the clown prince of crime decided to take everything from Batman, his city, his fortune, and his legacy. Just like in previous videos, this story was already uploaded to the channel, but this time, we'll see it in its entirety. We begin with a flashback from several years ago. Alfred contacts Batman and asks if he's thinking about them, about the bodies. The Dark Knight tells him it's not about the bodies. Alfred knows he hasn't been sleeping, not since the case began. He knows about the images from the crime scene that Bruce has been reviewing over and over again. It's their faces, they've been branded into his mind. The test subjects at the chemical plant. The camera operator who gave Joker what he needed to broadcast his kidnapping videos across Gotham. Claridge, the diamond magnate. And after all this, how many has this Joker already killed? Batman tells Alfred that it's 24, and he expects to find more bodies in the reservoir. Alfred hopes that, once and for all, they can put an end to this nightmare. But Batman isn't sure it's ever going to end. It's hard to put into words. Based on Joker's motivations, they go beyond anything he's encountered, not only in Gotham, but throughout all his training. Calling him insane feels like an oversimplification. He's seen more bodies than he can count. But there has always been a reason behind the killings, whether as a means to an end or some twisted justification for murder. A pleasure that can only be satisfied this way. To the Joker, they're nothing but meat. The city, the entire world, and the people in it. In his eyes, they're already dead. He's just helping them along. Throughout this conversation, Alfred knows there's something Batman isn't telling him. Batman thinks about it all these deaths, and the reservoir. He believes there's some kind of test, a way for Joker to understand his limits. He believes Joker knows he's going to lose. But he also knows how Joker will want to come for him next time, and the time after that. Joker is the only other person in the world Batman believes is truly alive. And because of that, he doesn't know if this battle will ever truly end. Alfred tells him that at least he won't be fighting it alone. He doesn't think Bruce believes he'll let him face a murderous nightmare clown for the rest of his days. Now, the entrance to the viaduct is to his left. He needs to prepare to ram through that gate. After this brief introduction, we return to the present. The media begins reporting the news. There are reports that Wayne Enterprises was taken over in a hostile acquisition this week, and a new administration is now in charge, one that has shaken up the business world. The legal representatives of Wayne Enterprises have revealed an old embezzlement scheme connected to Bruce Wayne, meant to support the vigilante known as Batman. The new advisor and board of directors of Wayne Enterprises have filed a lawsuit demanding that Batman surrender all technology illegally acquired from the company. Under the directive of Wayne Enterprises' legal team, the elegant Wayne Manor was returned to the city tonight. For now, there's no sign of Bruce Wayne. The Gotham Gazette received a multi-million-dollar deal to cease and desist. After publishing a report claiming that the man behind the company's new direction was the Joker, the newspaper retracted the story just a few hours later. While we're watching all this unfold, Joker's henchmen are pursuing a Batmobile. After a long chase, they finally catch up and shoot at it, triggering a massive explosion. "We need to contact the boss," one of them says. But this was nothing more than another empty shell. There's no bat meat inside. Only gears, microchips, and burning leather. Punchline says it's fine. They've just finished hacking into the central computer. At Wayne Enterprises, Punchline asks Mr. Fox what this place is called. Joker has always loved the little names he gives everything. She says that the would-be Bat children are the ones who come up with the names. But she knows better than that. Lucius tries to resist. He doesn't want to help. Punchline asks him to please focus. He's their CEO now. He has to tell her everything inside that sweet, old head of his. Let the toxin do its work. He doesn't have to fight it. As they move deeper through the company, Punchline discovers the place where the bats are being bred. "You've been breeding all kinds of little bats here, haven't you?" she says. "It's like you knew exactly where we'd put our hands. You're giving my boss the perfect gift, and you don't even realize it." But she has one more question. Where would you go if you suddenly had nearly $100 billion? The answer is easy. She'd go shopping. Meanwhile, over in Park Row, Joker is there to buy the place. This part of Park Row used to be called Crime Alley. Bruce Wayne's father loved bringing his son here to watch movies. They would sit right at the front. And why does Joker want to buy this place? Because it seems quiet. somewhere he can grow old, and everything will begin here. But while Joker is being shown around the property, there seems to be something strange underneath it. Inside the theater, Joker searches for something until he finds it. It's the film The Mark of Zorro. Once he fulfills his first objective, he asks the owner why he doesn't join the audience. The show is about to begin. But first, he has a question. How many seats does this theater have? I wouldn't want my friends to be left without one. And by friends, he means all those people laughing in the shadows. He can see them all through a little window. They're just waiting for him, and the rest of them. And by the rest of them, he means the entire city of Gotham. Back at Wayne Enterprises, Mr. Graves arrives to meet with Commissioner Gordon. He's there to request a civil rights injunction to stop police harassment of Wayne Enterprises and all its owners. The mayor is on television right now, insisting that they must disperse the barricades surrounding Wayne Enterprises. He says it's likely they'll all be replaced in the coming days. His client is the Joker, and they can tamper with City Hall and the courts all they want. But Graves and the cops both know the truth. He knows who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. Bullock tells him that his client stole that company. His client is genocidal trash, a stain that must be wiped from this city and from the world. He tells Graves he can take that injunction and shove it. Mr. Graves decides to leave. He reminds the officers who it was that bought them their new precinct and all their equipment. It would be a shame to take it all back. Bullock fires back that it was Bruce Wayne who bought all of that. We continue with Mr. Graves. He arrives somewhere and tells his driver to keep the engine running. They'll have to pay the mayor another visit to make sure he doesn't change his mind. Once he gets to the accounting department, he asks for the latest information on his client's investments. He also has an additional request. His client wants to purchase every movie theater chain in the city. Not just the major ones, the film libraries and independent art cinemas in Burnside as well. Meanwhile, Batman is listening in on a conversation. Joker doesn't care about the cost, but they should at least try not to give everything away. Outside the Wayne Enterprises building, Batman creates an access point with the bat symbol. Once inside, he asks the computer for a full scan of the building. He wants Joker. Out of nowhere, Punchline appears behind him. Joker isn't here at the moment. And by the way, she apologizes. Was this supposed to be a secret hideout? She asks. Our friend Mr. Lucius Fox told us about the 6 micro-caves he built into the building. It's as if Bruce planned for every kind of attack on Gotham and had a cave ready to operate in each different crisis. This one's my favorite, Punchline says. And do you know why? Because it's the one you haven't earned yet. It's the one you were going to unlock once you, Fox, and Mr. Wayne finished building your new Gotham City. Both are engaged in a fight. As they battle, Punchline presses a button that opens a hatch. Isn't this promising? She says. She loves the color of the cape and the cowl. He's not a Dark Knight at all. Batman hadn't seen it before and asks if Lucius was the one who designed it. Lucius tells him no. He found it on the computer and thought it was Bruce. Batman may call Joker and Punchline insane, but he won't have his shiny new city of the future. No new gadgets, no new and stylish suits. They've taken everything, and now they're going to kill him. Batman doesn't understand. Punchline tells him he looks terrible. She heard Deathstroke beat him badly. Maybe the stitches weren't done right. Well, now that she thinks about it, she knows exactly what happened. It's hard for her to forget, since she spent a year building up her immunity. Punchline filled his little cave with poison, a blend of her own creation. Some of the boss's stuff, modified with a bit of fear toxin and a touch of venom, so it won't kill him. But it makes withdrawal a living hell. Batman grows desperate. He needs to get out of there. He tries to escape through the access point he had just created, when suddenly he hears a voice telling him not to go that way. He's moving backward. He wonders if it's Alfred, though in reality, they're taking everything from him. His vehicles, his city. Master Bruce has to get out. Batman knows this isn't real. Alfred is dead. Alfred apologizes. He's truly sorry, because now they're both going to die. With Batman's own weaponry. They've just shot him directly, hitting the target dead on. Now we jump forward in time. What we see next happens many years from now. Alfred tells Batman they've located the vehicle. The drones are mapping out all possible routes. 90% of them lead to Adams. Batman says the bike is redirecting. It's near the new frigate. He needs to execute the traffic protocol to clear its path and alert the commissioner's office. Alfred informs him that a young boy is entering the mapped collision zone. Batman orders him to send a signal. Today, no one dies. No one dies in this city ever again. The boy receives the bat signal, meaning Batman is in action. That makes him extremely excited. It's Batman, on a motorcycle. The Dark Knight continues. He's jamming all radio frequencies. He knows they can hear him. If they surrender now, no one will get hurt. Mr. Freeze tells him he can bring all the heat he wants. His heirs were born in a darker, colder Gotham. They remember the endless nights, the crime, and the horror. They'll destroy this false utopia and replace it with something far more chilling. His son asks at what temperature the human brain freezes. He'd like to run an experiment. Victor tells him it doesn't matter. The maximum temperature of his new weapon is still below zero. They have to remind Batman which family he's dealing with. Batman is about to reach them on his motorcycle. Freeze's children try to stop him with their freeze guns. At that moment, Alfred tells Batman he's activated the heat deployment. The density of the ice should allow for an escape in 3, 2, 1, and just as Alfred said, Batman manages to break free. Mr. Freeze can't believe it. He tells his children to get behind him. He'll deal with the bat himself. Batman launches himself off the motorcycle. Victor won't be able to harm him, because Batman has just taken out his children. Mr. Freeze couldn't protect them. But he doesn't need to worry, they'll be fine. And so will Victor, Batman promises. The mission is over, and once they're back in the Batcave, Alfred says this is the first time everything has gone right in a month. That must be a record. Bruce has to meet with Barbara to discuss how Victor managed to access his old technology, and those children who claim to be his offspring will need Batman's help. Alfred needs to call Leslie to figure out how they can help them. She and Harper will see them in the morning. Alfred was worried for a moment that Bruce and Mrs. Wayne might not make it to that trip to Tokyo after all. Bruce says Selina would kill him if that happened. And besides, the city is in good hands. This is a small city, though not so small when you're racing through it at 160 kilometers per hour. But Bruce has to ask, any surprises up there? Alfred tells him that young Tim brought Connor with him for dinner. He has his own agenda. Bruce thinks this is probably something very expensive. He's still paying off the last Titan's tower. Alfred can hear in Bruce's voice just how much he loves the sound of those words as they leave his lips. But suddenly, something starts happening to Alfred. His neck is broken. The butler tells him that all of this is a lie. He won't have a happy ending. He will die alone, without family, without friends, while the city falls into their hands. He says all of this with a terrifying smile on his face. Batman knows this can't be real, and suddenly he wakes up. It had all been nothing more than torture induced by Joker's toxin. Once Batman wakes up, he finds Harley Quinn standing in front of him. She's grateful he's not dead. She had actually bet with herself that he probably was. Batman asks how she's even standing. Catwoman had told him she was injured. Harley says she was injured, a lot, but she knows people. Knifeline, or whatever Joker's new girlfriend calls herself, tried to shut me up. But this mouth doesn't shut up easily. Now she looks a bit like Frankenstein, and she knows it. She thinks maybe she should have leaned into it, maybe done a whole Halloween thing, painted herself green. Anyway, where's the Catwoman? Batman asks how long he's been unconscious. Harley tells him 3 days since she found him, since they told her he blew up part of Wayne Enterprises. People are very angry about that, but they know who's really in charge up there now. Gotham is now Joker's city. He makes the rules. What he says is the truth. Harley knows this because Joker has the money to make it the truth. All the other gangs in the city have joined him, because now Joker is a wealthy eccentric. He's giving them all kinds of toys. At night, a true horror rises up there. Ordinary people don't know what to do. They're taking matters into their own hands. Because the cops and the vigilantes aren't even exercising anymore. They've been left with no choice but to take justice into their own hands. All of this is wrong, and Batman still has whatever they gassed him with running through his system. It's not the usual stuff, it's a new substance. Harley was never much of a chemistry girl. She was more into therapy, talking things through. Harley needs to tell him where he is, what all of this is, and where the Joker is. Well, according to her, Miss Punchable seems to be leading the gang inside the Wayne building. That's over at Triconnor's yards. Rumor has it they've just purchased Ace Chemicals. She bets that was just the test batch for a much larger supply of a new Joker weapon, a new toxin. Underbroker and his army of lawyers are in the city, making sure everything stays paralyzed and that the police keep out of the action. She recognizes a Joker plan when she sees one, and he's preparing for his final game. But this time, Mr. J is after something different. He's bought up all the advertising time in Gotham, online videos, television. Literally every place is broadcasting this over and over again. Batman needs to see it for himself. It's a video of a man talking about an exciting story of adventure, romance, and revenge. The story of a man born a hero. The story of the symbol he would use to mark the world, the Mark of Zorro. Remastered and better than ever. This is Gotham's version. Only 3 people saw the ending the last time, and it changed the course of this city's history. But what happens when everyone sees the real ending? The Mark of Zorro, back in theaters. Tickets are already sold out at the Monarch Theater. The release is just days away and will reach every cinema in Gotham. A film so good, so daring, that they'll pay you to watch it. $10,000 to every person who sees it on opening night. The words end, and the man is shot. Batman knows that theater, and it means nothing but bad memories. The Dark Knight begins to slip into a trance again. Batman tries to fight it, but it seems too late. Bruce Wayne is reliving the death of his parents. Their necks are broken too, and they begin laughing. Harley tries once again to snap him out of it. He's slipping away again. He needs to think clearly. If he loses his mind, Mr. J is going to kill him. Batman pushes her off. Harley tells him she has exactly what he needs to counteract it. But Batman doesn't need an antidote. He needs to know where Joker is. Harley won't let him go, so she pulls out a syringe. But the Bat resists. Despite being injured, he's able to throw her off again. The theater isn't far from here, so he's leaving. Harley, desperate, tells him Gotham needs him to calm down. Otherwise, everyone will die. A little further ahead, Alfred asks Batman if he's okay, though we already know this isn't Alfred. It's a hallucination caused by the toxin. Batman says he's just a little dizzy. He'll return to the cave once he's defeated Joker. He's having a minor psychotic break. The Bat knows this Alfred's voice isn't real, but he can deal with that later. Those words wound Alfred. He's here to help him. He promised he'd always be here to help. Batman knows, and he can't afford to lose another minute. He can't lose this city again. As he moves forward, something stops him. He sees a situation that demands his attention. Below him is a gang of clowns. Batman has to act, and without any trouble, he takes them all down. "This is how it ends, isn't it?" he says. "I'll have to deal with that. But first, I'm going to deal with him." A bit farther ahead, he finally arrives at the theater. As mentioned before, the Mark of Zorro is being projected. Everything is exactly as Batman remembers. It's as if it's all brand new. Not even new. It's as if it's that night all over again. Watching the entire screening, he isn't sure if it's the hallucinogens in the toxin making him see the theater this way, or if Joker used his money to make all of this real. He's going to have to get inside his own head if he's going to survive this. Once he opens the doors to the screening room, he's hit with a horrible stench. It's the smell of rot, of death. It smells like death in here. Once he scans for vital signs, he realizes there are no heartbeats in this theater except his own. Batman doesn't understand. Why bring these bodies here? Some of them look like they've been decomposing for years. Suddenly, Joker appears on the screen. "These are family," he says. "My family. These are the people who helped me see the other side of the veil. Every man, every woman, and every child I've killed. I had the clowns dig for days and gave them a little bit of tech I borrowed from my friend, the designer. And now all of them will be my army. An army of Joe Chills, ready to kill the city once they see the whole picture, and the twist at the end of the story. I've been giving them a preview. That's why there are only tickets for this theater. They have some bone-deep issues to settle with you. You see, you were supposed to be here to save them, but you weren't. And you won't be able to save this city either, because these dead have risen, and now they're coming for the Bat." We begin with Punchline at the Tricorny Yards. She asks what all of this is. Are these all the shipments they requested? Underbroker tells her yes. He personally checked the documents. They're all hers, completely legitimate. Punchline can't believe it. It's only been a day. Underbroker tells her they've already surpassed the orbit of the supply ships en route to nearby ports. In one case, he even made the call to buy the ship outright. Punchline is grateful. Being disgustingly rich is incredible. She absolutely loves it. Now she tells her crew that once they finish loading everything, they're going straight to Ace Chemicals. The boss wants the new formula ready by the end of the day. One of them asks her about security. How are they going to pull all of this off without any? Punchline tells him they are the security. But what he means is that the guys have been talking. To get to Ace Chemicals, they have to go through the Narrows. And the clowns haven't wanted to go through the Narrows lately. Punchline attacks him. He needs to speak fast, make her care. The clown apologizes, but 12 of his companions were killed yesterday in the Narrows. Punchline tells him that whoever killed them weren't bats. They weren't bats because bats don't kill. The clown says it wasn't a bat. It was something else, something stranger. And what exactly happened? Well, when they were using the Batmobile, someone stepped in their way. That mysterious figure used gasoline to douse the Batmobile the clowns were driving, only to then light a match and set the vehicle on fire. His name is Clown Hunter. He's sorry if it sounds bad to them, but he's going to be the Clown Hunter. Punchline is furious about this story. If they're scared to pass through the Narrows, then they'll have to go around them. But she wants them to keep something in mind. This, right here, is the key to the Joker's grand plan for Gotham City. It's going to help create an entirely new strain using his old toxin. And they have to decide right now who they're truly more afraid of. A kid, or the one who's about to kill Batman. Now we move to the theater where we left off in the previous chapter. The Joker continues tormenting Batman. The Bat has never been the kind to look failure in the face. But here it is, his failure, ready to tear him apart. Some of these bags of bones have been rotting in the ground for years. Some are much fresher. Which ones does he think are angrier? The ones that were here at the beginning, when he was a very different kind of clown, when he underestimated how many victims there would be, or the more recent dead, those who died knowing that the longer they lived, the closer they came to the Reaper? He supposes it doesn't matter. They're all angry, all disappointed. All of them want the Bat dead. Now, the Joker thinks they're getting a bit impatient, to be honest. He thinks it's better if things go according to his plan. Killing Batman is easy, it wouldn't hurt enough. But making everyone in this city relive their childhood trauma, now that's what the Joker calls fun. They just have to imagine it. Everyone will come to see his special cut of the fox. They won't be able to stop themselves. He's offering too much money. They'll feel the way he felt that night at the theater. All the drama, the romance, the power of the old legend. And in the end, he'll reveal the truth. That years ago, little Bruce Wayne was just like all of them. Then the bad man came with the gun, and surviving that turned him into Batman. And he'll ask them, what will this turn you into? Before the gas stars fill the clubs, Alfred begs Batman not to listen to him. Batman is trying, but Punchline's toxin is still too strong. It's twisting reality around him. Joker approaches Batman. What Batman is seeing is impossible, but he just needs to focus on the sound of his voice, keep himself grounded. The Joker attacks Batman. Batman tries to convince himself that Joker isn't real either. He's losing control. Hearing his voice twists his mind. He needs him to shut up. Joker attacks again. He's not exactly the type to stay quiet. He's the voice of God. The great Oz screaming from the big screen, roaring his way into Batman's brain, just as he will with the rest of them. Maybe some of those Gothamites will escape and try to fight them a few decades from now, after he's built his new world upon the ashes of the old one. It's a pleasant thought. They'll probably hate him too, just like all those corpses. But they weren't there to stop him, and they'll know the truth. Batman tries to escape, and to do so, he throws a batarang that detonates a bomb. He had asked the Joker to be quiet. The toxin is too strong. He can't trust his eyes, but he doesn't need them to fight. A good bat knows how to fight blind. Batman ties a bandage over his eyes and begins to fight. As he does, he takes down all his opponents. Alfred tells him they're relentless. He won't be able to hold out for long. Batman says he doesn't have to. He just needs to move to the center of the battlefield, close enough for those monstrous nanobots to be within range of his EMP device. Alfred warns him that if he does, he'll cut the radio frequency and lose his signal. Batman tells him he knows, but it's the only option he has left. Batman activates the electromagnetic pulse, wiping out all the zombies attacking him. For the moment, Batman is stable. He just needs to put one foot in front of the other. As he leaves the theater, he recalls that memory from when he was a child, when they walked down Crime Alley. Batman desperately begs his parents to stop, but at that moment, he's struck from behind. It's Harley Quinn. She's back. Meanwhile, we're with the real Joker, who's meeting with Punchline. He has to tell her something. He never thought he'd grow to appreciate the finer things. He was just a small street clown. And there was that stuck-up nose. He just wanted to stick a knife in that whole face. But high society life sticks to you, like some kind of horrible golden snot. He has to ask Punchline, isn't all of this beautiful? From up here, people look like little fleas jumping around Gotham, and they're here to gas them all. Punchline isn't sure. Batman is still alive. Joker is going to explain to her how all of this works. The clown makes his move. The Bat makes his. Everything goes in turns. And right now, he's too confused by that beautiful toxin of punchlines to make a move. For now, they have a break. A moment to savor the anarchy in the streets. Punchline doesn't know what she's about to taste. Something is happening in the Narrows. A teenager is killing her clowns. One of her men, half burned to death, managed to tell her that the boy calls himself Clown Hunter. He even hijacked one of their trucks and was heading straight to Ace Chemicals. To the Joker, this is wonderful. Gotham's vigilantes, they don't kill. All their little birds and bats. It's one of the city's rules. Whenever one of them gets the stupid idea to put on a mask, they follow the rules. Their symbol. But this right here, is beautiful. That horrible kid took the rule book and threw it overboard. Either way, they can't let that boy keep killing their people. Punchline needs to send in the heavy hitters to crucify him in the streets. That way, the city will know they don't tolerate this kind of thing. They need to send a strong message. And then it will be time to focus on her old girlfriend. Harley Quinn must die this time. Punchline needs to understand one thing. If she really wants to break Harley, there's only one way. She has to get under her skin and attack her at the heart. Meanwhile, we're back with the Bat. He wakes up after Harley Quinn's brutal hit. Harley apologizes. They really need to stop meeting like this. People might start thinking they're in love. Batman asks where they are. Harley tells him this is Eden. Or at least that's what Pamela calls it. Poison Ivy built this paradise for Harley in the cave system beneath the park. After the rough time she had with Mr. J, she wasn't sure she could recover. But he poisoned her. This place was a kind of rehabilitation clinic. That's why she brought Batman here. One of Poison Ivy's rules is that no one should wear clothes in this place. But she doesn't think Batman could allow that. If any of these plants still carried traces of her personality, they'd probably try to eat him. This was where Harley used to come with Ivy to clear her head. That was the point, at least. What she wants now is for Batman to drink this. With this drink, Batman will be able to counteract the effects of the poison that's driving him insane. The one that makes him fight people while blindfolded and talk to people who aren't even there. With it, he'll flush all those bad chemicals from his system. He has to trust her. After all, she is a doctor. There's something Harley has noticed about all this, and she has to tell the Bat. This isn't how Joker usually acts when he attacks. It's as if he's changed his priorities. The math behind all of this is upside down, and only the Bat can solve it. But this crazy version of Batman isn't going to solve anything. So he needs to drink the herbal antidote, and he better not pout, or she'll hit him with her giant hammer. Suddenly, as soon as Batman drinks it, something begins to happen to him. He asks Harley what's happening. Harley's neck snaps, just like in his previous visions. She tells him that means it's working. Now Batman will be out for a while. He'll be flying at first, but then he'll purge the rest of that horrible substance from his system. It'll take a while, so she's going to leave him alone. Something starts happening to Batman. He thinks this isn't real. None of this can be real. Someone appears behind him and tells him they know. Alfred says he's terribly sorry, but he thinks it's time they had a talk. Meanwhile, we're with Scarecrow, who asks Riddler if he's afraid. Nigma tells him he's not afraid, he's just thinking. Crane asks if he's thinking about all the ways he's going to fail, imagining the Bat standing before him, countering each and every one of his moves. Nigma says no, that's not what he's doing, but Crane insists that's exactly what he always does. The Riddler tells him that he's the one who wanted to play this game. He didn't make him play it. But Scarecrow believes they're playing a different game. It's chess. They're playing chess. Deliberation is an important, he'd even say crucial part of the game. He's not playing chess with him. Hearing all these words, the Riddler gets angry and attacks Scarecrow. From a distance, Penguin comments that all of this was predictable. Did anyone place a bet on how quickly Eddie would flip the board? Apparently not. What a shame. And speaking of which, there's something he wants to say to Miss Kyle. He sees she's graced them with her presence. She's healed quite well. Now they've come up with a little game with Eddie's help, a kind of bingo board, where they place bets on where the latest fires caused by Joker's henchmen will break out in the city. Firefly has been doing very well. Penguin thinks he might hire him for some jobs once this is all over. Selina tells him this is all her fault. She gave him the weapon he needed to do this. She gave him the money to fund his war. Penguin asks her not to underestimate herself. She gave him the money to win his war. Selina asks if there's been any sign of him, of Batman. Penguin tells her no. The Bat seems to have been removed from the board. Selina hopes the Bat can get himself under control. The city is suffering. It's calling out for him. But what she doesn't understand is why Batman hasn't shown up to save this city. Meanwhile, we're back with Bruce Wayne, who's been talking with Alfred in those hallucinations. Through it all, Alfred trusts that on some level, Bruce Wayne understands just how expensive it would be to keep a supercomputer from rusting away in a damp cave. Batman cuts him off. He wants him to see something. He had been reconsidering the usefulness of batarangs. He doesn't think they need to be just another kind of shuriken with a different shape and name. When he throws it, Alfred tells him he's going to need more compartments in his utility belt. Bruce replies that when he's done, the entire suit will be a utility belt. He's been talking with Lucius about miniaturization, and he thinks they'll soon have to tell him the secret. He's starting to name his work in the streets. Alfred hands him the belt. Every compartment and container can save a life, at least one life. And this will only be the beginning. Alfred asks if there's still a part of him that believes that's possible. His brain is searching his memories, trying to find the right kind of optimism. He desperately wants to be this version, but Bruce doesn't understand. What does Alfred mean? Well, what he means is that Bruce has the sharpest mind of any man he's ever known. But he has to realize this is just a memory. He's trying to find something to make himself feel better. Batman remembers. Harley gave him tea, and this Alfred isn't real, because he's dead. Alfred tells him yes, he's dead, but Bruce is not. He's been given the gift of stepping away from the action to take an aerial view, to see the bigger picture that he's never been allowed to see. He has no idea how long Miss Quinn's brew will take to purge the toxins from his system. Now if they're going to have tea, they should do it properly. We shift back to the edge of his memories with Harley Quinn. She knows Batman has had enough tea. He's probably seeing a full musical number singing and dancing right now. Batman, the Ice musical. Everyone with giant foam heads. Now she contacts Poison Ivy. If she's listening through her plants, this would be a good time to show up and tell her he's taken the correct dose. She needs those pointy ears to fix all of this. She wants this to be just a nice, quick day trip, not a whole weekend at Woodstock. Suddenly, someone approaches her from behind. She asks if they ever shut up. She really should have cut them a little deeper. Harley turns around and wonders if Pamela has arrived. But to her surprise, it's not Pamela, it's Punchline. Punchline asks Harley if she really thought that by bringing Batman here and giving him a little herbal tea, she was going to cure him. The truth is, that's kind of sweet, but Harley should have chosen a far less flammable place, because she should know Punchline is going to burn this whole place down. Back in the Bat's mind, Alfred asks him to tell him what he sees, what he's serving him. Bruce says it's his Darjeeling blend, the one from the cupboard to the left of the pantry, stored in a glass jar. He used to bring it to the cave in the moments when he was most disturbed and afraid. He thought Bruce didn't notice. He could tell him that he knew he was afraid, but he wouldn't say it out loud, and he was telling him that everything would be okay. He tried to make it the month after Alfred died, but it didn't taste the same. Alfred wants him to tell him what's wrong. Bruce says that Joker is using his family's money to tie up the legal system and keep his gangs on the streets, terrorizing and killing people. Joker has taken the fortune, the mansion, Wayne Enterprises. He poisoned Lucius and forced him to help modify his vehicles into deadly weapons. He's going to kill thousands. After forcing them to watch the same movie he watched the night he lost his parents. The death of Gotham, bought and paid for with the Wayne fortune. Alfred tells him he saw it from the beginning. Joker lives in a cold, dead world where the two of them are really the only living beings. He mocks love and family by bringing his minions close. He jokes about their families, their relationships, but he'd rather put a bullet in their heads if it gives him an advantage over the Bat. He puts so many lives at risk, so Bruce knows he can't save them all, because Joker knows Batman is his opposite. There's no difference to him between taking one life or a million, but for the Bat, there is. We return to the sanctuary. Harley continues fighting Punchline. Punchline is using a flamethrower to burn the entire place down. She thought Harley might like to have a little fun. The problem for Harley is that she now has to save not only her own life, but Bruce's as well. This would be a good moment for him to wake up. Punchline tells her that Batman isn't going to save her. He's not saving anyone. That toxin coursing through his system will take days of agony to purge, and by then, there won't be a single person left in this city for him to save. She has to stop hiding behind her failed hero. Harley tries to recover. She's right. She's not going to hide behind Batman. She'll hide behind this damn weapon. There's something she needs to tell Punchline. She's really starting to not like her. Trying to slit her throat was one thing, but then coming here to burn the only place in this stupid city where she still likes to be? She doesn't know how Joker twisted her. Punchline tells Harley she doesn't know anything. She never has, and she's sure she doesn't need a flamethrower to kill her. Harley says that's cute, but she needs to know that in their last fight, she went easy on Punchline. But this time, she's not holding back. Harley tries to attack, but Punchline defends herself. Does Harley really think she's somebody just because she had some kind of dumb epiphany after losing Joker? Someone who bought her own fame? Harley tells her she doesn't know what she's talking about. Punchline says of course she does. Everyone knows how pathetic Harley Quinn is. The brilliant young graduate student who got a job at Arkham to write her thesis on the worst of the worst. That's where she met Joker and discovered that beneath all that lipstick and horror was a sensitive man. And if only that rotten Batman would get out of the way, the two of them could be happy together. So she broke him out of the asylum, and he became her great love because she was too stupid to realize she was nothing but a means to an end, a way for him to escape that place. But what about Punchline? Who the hell is she? Punchline was in school when she saw the world collapsing around her and everyone pretending it wasn't. She pretended to go crazy. It took her a year to find him out there and join his cause, to destroy this fake society. It took her even longer to prove to him she was serious. She believes in Joker and what he represents. Punchline will stand by his side when he finally kills Batman, and they carry this war from city to city until everyone has heard the message. Harley tries to recover and tell her something. Punchline still hasn't realized they're exactly the same. Harley thought Mr. J had a heart, and Punchline thinks he has a brain. But she's not doing this for any of the reasons she thinks she is. He doesn't believe in anything. He's a manipulator, and he's manipulating her. Punchline tells Harley she doesn't understand. Harley just wants everyone to be as stupid as she is. Harley takes advantage of the moment to land a heavy punch on Punchline, then kicks her in the face. Harley feels sorry for Punchline, but not sorry enough not to kick her ass. There's nothing in this world Joker cares about more than that stupid bat. Those words deeply anger Punchline, who manages to recover. Harley is wrong, and she's going to prove it. She'll show Harley what Joker really believes once she kills Batman herself. We return to Alfred. He tells Bruce that he takes all of this far too seriously. But Batman is a child's dream, a dream that he could travel the world and learn every possible way to save everyone. And there's a part of him that still believes he can. And that dream is powerful and beautiful. He must hold on to it. But there is a weight in the promise he made to himself as a child, a weight that would crush any other man. And it has almost crushed him more times than he can count. Since he lost him, this is the closest he has ever seen him to being broken. Bruce simply lowers his head and apologizes. Alfred tells him no. He needs to listen and look him in the eyes. He spent too much time trying to save Alfred's life because he refuses to accept that he's dead. He's pushed away the people who remind him of that fact. He holds it against Tynion, who was sitting defenseless in a chair in front of him, just like it happened. He holds it against Richard, who wasn't himself enough to help him fight Bane. He holds it against Selina for making him feel it was safe not to come home for a while, for not wanting to come home. And then he tried to turn this city into what he thought Alfred would have wanted it to be, opening the doors to the devil himself. Batman tells him he knows, he's failed. But Alfred slaps him hard. That's not the message he's trying to give. This story isn't over. He is Batman. He must accept the world he lives in and accept what he can control. He must accept that he couldn't save Alfred and that he can't save him. He must also accept that he didn't save his parents and that he can't save them either. But he can save himself, and by doing so, he can save the lives of many people in this city he loves so much. Every life he saves is a victory against death, a victory against the Joker. Batman is calmer now, but he tells Alfred he can't do it alone. Alfred tells him, then don't. He must find his family, find his love, and take back his city. Let go of the weight. Let go of the guilt. He must let Alfred go and do what he needs to do. He must be the impossible man who saves every family on their way home from the theater. But there's a problem with all of this. Bruce doesn't want to wake up, because if he does, he'll no longer see Alfred or hear his voice. He can't do it without him. Alfred tells him he's a boy, he'll always be his boy, and he is doing all of this without him. Alfred is just a voice in his head, telling him what he needs to hear to steady himself and do what must be done. He has to realize he doesn't need Alfred by his side, next to the Bat computer, to know exactly what he would say in any given situation. So he has to wake up and tell this city who he truly is, who Batman is. The words have worked, and the Bat wakes up. Punchline can't believe it. He's awake, and that shouldn't be possible. The toxin is still in his system. Batman tells her the toxin no longer controls him, because he is Batman. Without effort, the Bat defeats Punchline. Harley says it's about time he did that. She had to sit through that pathetic, sad little story, and if she had to listen to one more minute of it, she would have had to kill herself. But there's something she needs to know. Is Batman thinking clearly? The Bat tells her that depends. Harley informs him the whole place is on fire. She burned it. Then yes, Batman's head is in the right place. He needs to reactivate his communication systems. Harley thought Joker had fried his circuits back at the theater. Batman tells her not to underestimate what he can fit into this belt. He calls it a battery. Now he communicates with the computer. This is Batman. I need you to find the family's location. He needs the entire Bat family to assemble right now. We return to Selina, who tells Penguin that she's leaving. Penguin says he's pretty sure he told her that's impossible. Selina tells him no, it won't be, because Penguin is coming with her, and that includes Nigma too. Penguin asks how she thinks she's going to recruit them during a Joker attack, of all things. Selina tells him she can recruit him, because she's going to make him a billionaire. We begin with the Joker in the heart of Gotham. The clown is heading toward a car in a parking lot. He looks genuinely happy, smiling widely. The product he's holding in his hand was manufactured according to his exact specifications. Joker knows it. This is the most ridiculous thing he's ever seen in his life, and he loves it. Now he has to take it to Ace Chemicals. And yes, the driver can take the long way. As he rides through the city in his limousine, watching Gotham completely in ruins, Joker asks the driver what his name is. The driver's name is Abe. Joker then asks him if he's a local, a child of Gotham, or an immigrant. Abe says he's lived here his whole life. Well then, this must feel nice for you, huh? Joker says, seeing the city wake up like this, it's as if it's been pretending to be something it's not for a very long time. He reminds Abe of the gravel on the street as he walked home, never knowing if it would be a cop or a thief who'd rob him. Just different uniforms. But in the end, both were the same. Joker tried to change that. He tried to rip apart the corruption and make people believe in something selfish and strange. The childish fantasy of justice infected this city, drained it of its dark life and danger. It turned Gotham into a cartoon, and the Bat bought into the lie. He never saw Gotham's twisted, rotten, starving face, desperate to swallow you whole. Batman thinks it's his city. He built this illusion, bought this version of Gotham to give it a massive dream, to make it forget what it truly is. But it's always been Joker's city. He knows Gotham doesn't care how many people live or die. It doesn't care about good or evil. It only wants to obey no one's rules. It just wants to be free. It wants to hurt people. It wants to be dangerous again. Sometimes Joker thinks that the poison that bleached his skin seeped into his brain and infected him with Gotham's dark, festering spirit, that he's haunted by the ghosts of the dead, that he's their messenger. He's here to remind Batman that this city doesn't belong to the Bat. Joker knows this is all complete madness. But that's the point. He's making everything just a little more dangerous again. After driving through the streets, Joker finally arrives at Ace Chemicals. It's good to be home again. Suddenly, someone contacts him. He was beginning to think she was dead. But what's that noise in the background? Oh, nothing important. Just the sound of Joker killing the driver. The question is, how did Punchline's meeting go? Joker's new girlfriend tells him it went badly. They overwhelmed her. She thought Batman would be out of commission by now, but they left her tied up for the police. That means she's been working for hours. Punchline apologizes. She wanted to do more. For Joker, this means they're ready for the final act. The streets are already in chaos, but now it's time to put some chemical practice into motion. It seems his toxins are on their way to finishing the job. He's going to clean things up around here, and he wants those theaters packed right now. Punchline warns him that the bat will come for him. Joker knows, and that's what makes it fun. Punchline needs to tell the clowns it's time to start their game. He'll pay 1,000 for every corpse they bring him, and if it's a bat, he'll tell them it's 1,000,000. It's not a war without a little mass murder, he says. Punchline asks if he isn't worried. Joker says he's not at all. He knows exactly where Batman is and what he's going to do next. He just needs to put on his new suit. Meanwhile, we cut to the Bat, who has gathered with the Bat family. Joker knows him. He knows this will be his next move. He's forced Batman's hand. Joker wanted him too scared to put them out in the field, but he did it anyway. So now there's no other choice. Batman is actually glad they're all here. He should have done this from the start, brought them to the front lines when all of this began. This past year has been tough, but he believes he's seeing clearly for the first time in a long while. He regrets not being better, but he must be, and he will be. Right now, though, his city is drowning in chaos. Joker is using everything Batman has built to devastate Gotham, and things will only get worse from here. Batwoman and the Gotham City Police Department have already raided Wayne Enterprises. That will cut off Joker's new supply of vehicles and weapons. Lucius Fox has been rescued, but they've barely scratched the surface of what still needs to be done. At this moment, Gotham's theaters are filling up with people. Joker plans to project a film for the city, and then kill them all. He needs to be stopped, and the violence in the streets must end. It's a lot to ask, but Batman knows he can trust them all to take back the city. Dick Grayson then asks him where he's going. Batman tells them that Joker is at Ace Chemicals. He's going there, and once and for all, he's going to put an end to all of this. Harley says she's going with him. That way she can kill Joker. Batman tells her that's not going to happen. Harley asks why the hell not. That's the reason she came here. Batgirl points out they don't have time for this. While they're arguing, someone in the distance begins launching missiles. This little clown thinks he'll buy an island with Batman's head. Orphan and Spoiler appear behind him. He's not going to do any such thing. Batgirl says more clowns are coming. They know the team is out in the field, and they can't all stay here together. She wants to get to the clock tower. She can coordinate from there. Nightwing can lead on the battlefield, taking down as many clowns as possible along the way. Dick tells Bruce he has to go. They'll have the city under control. Batman will do it. But first, he says he needs to change his clothes. He picked this up from one of the micro caves belonging to Wayne Enterprises. He thinks this suit will look better on him. And honestly, it's good to bring it back. Dick agrees, but there's one part of all this that Bruce hasn't mentioned. Does he still have the Wayne fortune? What are they going to do about that? Well, first they're going to take down Joker, and then they can worry about the money. Meanwhile, we cut to Catwoman. She's recruited the Riddler and the Penguin. The building they've arrived at is completely hideous. The problem is, not everything can be question marks or icebergs. Catwoman pulled them out of their safe house and brought them straight into the heart of all this danger. Cobblepot trusts that she has a plan. Selina begins to explain Graves, Willock, and Crane, the legitimate front for the middleman and his corrupt money laundering operation. That's their target. Penguin tells her part of that money is his, but if he listens to everything Catwoman is saying, he's about to get a lot more. That's exactly what Penguin is hoping for, and the reason he came. What about Eddie? Is he ready? The Riddler just saw a man wearing a clown mask blow his arm off with a Molotov cocktail. If this turns out to be worth it, he thinks he might finally be ready to retire somewhere warm. Meanwhile, we see the Bat arrive at Ace Chemicals. Joker's limousine is parked outside. It's an open field for Batman to advance, until Harley Quinn suddenly steps in his way and shoots him in the shoulder. Batman demands to know what the hell she's doing here. There's a reason Harley keeps saving the Bat's life. It seems he still hasn't understood the point, the bigger picture. It's time for her story to end. Batman tells Harley he knows he can't let that happen and grabs her by the throat. Harley says that's not good enough. Not anymore. He should have let the toxin do its job. She thought he'd finally opened his eyes and realized what needed to be done. Batman knows him just as well as she does. He'll always come back. And even if Batman defeats him today, what's next? How long will Gotham give him before he starts building again? How many more punchlines does he want him to create? She knows she can kick his ass and take his stuff if she wants. Here's the deal she's making. If she kills him, she's going to pull the trigger and kill him right there. and she doesn't care about his stupid code or any of that. And if he gets away with killing all those people, Gotham's citizens will see him as the one standing in line to pull the trigger. She's going to take him down. Batman stands in front of her and tells her no. Harley tells him to stop her then. Hit her hard and make sure she doesn't get up to finish the job herself. This can't be like all the other times. This story needs to change. It needs a real ending. Batman doesn't say a word to her. He simply walks away. The Bat enters Ace Chemicals. He has a message for Joker. This is over. They'll have the city back within a few hours, and Joker will be behind bars long before that. So he needs to do whatever it is he's going to do, make whatever move he plans to make, because Batman is ready. Suddenly, Alfred appears in front of him and asks if this is real. He dug himself out of the backyard. He knows he must still have a lot to say to Bruce after losing him the way he did. You know, he says, I didn't treat the dead so well back at Monarch, but this one I've been saving for the end. Batman tries to convince himself that none of this is real. And while all of this is happening between Batman and Alfred, Joker appears behind him, pointing a gun at his head. He has to see him, he promised. He's not ready for any of this at all, because Joker has taken Batman's new armor, modified it, and is now using it against him. Meanwhile, we're at the top of the clock tower. Barbara boots up the computer. She needs eyes everywhere. They're going to have to lock onto every clown in the city. She needs every CCTV system, traffic camera, and cell phone data they can get their hands on. They must use the back door to bring the Bat computer online and generate a map of the city, marking every single location. But first things first, any Bat vehicle currently in enemy hands. It's time to activate the fall of the Bat protocol. Shut them all down. Override police dispatch. Start directing officers to areas with the highest clown density. It's time for everyone to know that Oracle is back online. Barbara reaches out to everyone in Gotham. This is the voice of Oracle, she says. She's here to tell them what they already know, what the city has refused to admit because of the terrible web of money and corruption paralyzing the mayor and Gotham's institutions. This city is under attack by the Joker. Every movie theater has been turned into a death trap. They must not go out. They need to lock the doors. She's hacking the emergency broadcast frequency to send a message to every cell phone with a special line. If they're in danger, they need to contact them. She heard that the Bat signal is still in storage after the Gotham City Police Department's relocation to their new headquarters. But Bats don't need a light in the sky to help them. Street by street, they're going to take this city back. Elsewhere, Commissioner Bullock receives some news. The mayor's office wants him to order the shutdown of Oracle's system. Bullock scoffs. There are lunatics in clown masks setting the city on fire. Why would the mayor want him to do that? All this time, the police department thought they could do better working from the inside. He wonders what Jim Gordon would do right now if he were here. Well, here's what he's going to do. Throw down his badge and his gun. That's the response of former Commissioner Bullock. The department has been ordered to stand down. They've been told that defying City Hall will cost them their badge and their weapon. But he doesn't need a badge or a gun to do what's right. He's got his radio, and he's going to follow Oracle wherever she is to help the people. So now, most of the officers have to decide right now. Do they want to be police officers in this twisted city, or do they want to do what's right? Oracle contacts Nightwing and tells him it's good to see him again, especially if he's wearing that blue and black suit. What Nightwing wants to know is whether Barbara has any message for the big guy. Oracle says not yet, but she bets he's got his hands full right now. We cut back to Joker, who is now wearing Batman's latest armor. Joker asks Batman if he doesn't like the outfit. He thought Batman loved his butler, didn't he? Batman tries to remind himself that this Alfred isn't real, that Joker is just messing with his head. He knows it's not going to work. Once the Bat hits the ground, he throws a batarang to disarm Joker. Joker asks if he really hates guns. Isn't that right? He used to think it was just because Batman was boring, but now he's starting to understand. It's amazing how many explosives can fit into Batman's little toys. And if Batman isn't afraid to spend some money, Joker will give it back to him. Why don't you take a closer look at my upgrades? He mocks. Batman manages to dodge, but the shot hits one of the containers, spraying chemicals everywhere. Alfred and Batman pull back. It's time to contact Oracle. Batman needs reinforcements. Joker has taken Alfred's body and weaponized it. He needs to get him out of here. Joker arrives and asks if Batman is calling for help. That's cheating, he says. This part is supposed to be just the two of them, along with lots of very expensive toys. As Batman tries to communicate with Oracle, Joker seizes the moment and drives a blade into his back. Batman, furious, tells him to shut up as he lands a powerful punch that makes Joker bleed. To Joker, this is incredible. Finally, there's Batman's spirit. But it's still not enough. See, he's been thinking a lot, and he believes it's time for this city to have a new Caped Crusader. He's got the suit, the money, and even the butler. Maybe he'll throw Batman into one of those vats, so he can become Joker's Batman. Doesn't that sound fun? He sneers. Role reversals are in style. Batman cuts the lights. Joker complains that it's not fair, but fine. Of all people, he should know that bats can see in the dark. Joker is currently wearing a bat suit, which doesn't do him much good when Batman smashes him with a blow that shatters the armor. "You're not a bat," Batman growls. Joker doesn't care. He's going to try another approach. You know, his favorite part, explosives. Elsewhere, Punchline is watching all of this. The factory wasn't supposed to explode. They're not ready. That was supposed to be the next step. She needs information from the clowns on the streets. They have to give her a head count. Is there anything they can report? To Punchline's surprise, no one answers, and she angrily smashes her phone. She makes another call. Everything ended much sooner than she expected. She's sorry. She thought she'd be able to push things a little further. But she remembers the plan and tells him she loves him. She will never stop believing in him. Nightwing appears in front of Punchline. "I know a song that goes like this," he says. "First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Nightwing. We haven't met. Or well, not really. He's been out of the city for a while. Either way, Punchline is going to prison tonight, and she's going to stay there for the rest of her life." Punchline refuses to go down easily and attacks Nightwing first. It's time to bet on whether she's going to prison or not. Nightwing lands a heavy punch on her. She's no longer fighting someone who's forgotten a lifetime of training. That's over. Punchline's men come up behind him. "This blue boy's gonna have to forgive me," she sneers, "because the odds just changed." Well, not exactly. Because the Bat family has arrived as Nightwing's backup. Barbara tells everyone to make this quick. They're needed downtown. They're still hearing reports of clowns in 16 theaters. But she's picking up some interference on the radio. They're not getting their money. Maybe they know it's over, or at least that it's finished. Nightwing asks Barbara who she thinks stole the fortune back. Oracle knows Nightwing's head is in the right place, but she thought he was trained by the world's greatest detective. Doesn't he know who was behind all of this? It was Catwoman. She tells her love that it's time to end this war. Oracle contacts Batman. There's a jammer on his radio, but she's managed to override it. That's the best she can do from here. He can't speak to her, but he should be able to hear her. They've secured the tanker trucks. Most of the clowns are going down. Punchline will be captured in a matter of minutes. In the meantime, he has to deal with Joker. That's the only way this can end. Batman rises to his feet. His family has already taken the city back, and Joker will not get his war. Joker asks if Batman doesn't understand. He missed the war, and he won. Batman should be smart enough to have figured that out by now. They're already living in the aftermath. His little brats are just rummaging through the rubble of a new city. They just don't see it yet. It would have been a great joke to finish the job, to show them the sad face of their Dark Knight. But really, this is about the two of them, right here. It's about this suit. The suit he was supposed to wear when he finally saved Gotham once and for all. Whatever future he dreamed of, where was he going to wear this bright new suit? It's gone. Everything is gone for Bruce. What did he imagine? Retiring? Spending long hours in the mansion with Robin's and Robin's grandchildren at his feet? If that ever happened, this wouldn't be Gotham anymore. That's what Joker wanted him to understand. This city doesn't want him. This city is sick of him, and of all the ways he's failed. He tried to make it look like a nice place, but it isn't. It's an angry city, a hungry city, a dangerous city. Now everyone knows Wayne Enterprises, that they're not here to help them. Batman kicks Joker and sends him flying. Joker gets back up. The Wayne family is a broken system, just like Gotham City Hall or the police department. Nobody has faith in anything anymore. And why should they? It didn't stop a bunch of clowns from flying a bat plane through a window. And Batman didn't stop it either. Batman never needed to prove to this city that he's Bruce Wayne, so they could see what he really is. Anyway, that's enough talk. And as Joker said earlier, this is going to be his last war. Because he's going to kill Batman once and for all. Joker is about to finish off the bat when suddenly someone arrives. It's Harley Quinn, and she shoots Joker in the eye. Harley greets Mr. J. It's been a long time since she's seen him. She's been using his mugshot as a target for practice for a while now. But she has to admit, that was very cathartic. Despite the shot she just fired, it wasn't fatal. Harley didn't want to kill him. What they're going to do is play a little game. And Batman will have to make a choice. These bombs are going to explode in just a few seconds, and he's going to have to trust her, along with the rest of the heavy artillery. Harley really didn't want to do any of this, but Batman was losing. Batman tells her no, he wasn't. He was calling the family. They're on their way here right now. The longer he keeps Joker talking, the more time he'll have. He doesn't want things to end like this. Joker needs to be locked up again. Harley tells him he's talking to the wrong girl if he thinks it isn't dangerous to lock Joker back up in Arkham. Like she said, that's not good enough for her. Not anymore. Harley gives Batman a choice. He has to decide what kind of Gotham he wants. Does he want one where Joker knows he can get away with it? One where he'll always be forgiven? Or does he want to change the game? He's only going to reach one of them in time. So, who will it be? Harley or Joker? Joker loves something so unpredictable. She still has that old fire in her. Batman tells Joker that if he was smart enough to pick the pockets of the next generation of Batsuits, then the bomb can be disarmed. Joker tells him no, that's not how this works. He's going to have to save himself. He's not going to risk dying and let the body of his butler twist and rot with him. Batman walks away. Joker begs him to come back. He doesn't have to walk away from him, but it looks like Batman is going to do it. Suddenly, Alfred's body begins to move toward Joker, and then all that's seen is an explosion. 1 week later, Harley wakes up in a hospital. Harley knows that if they're both here, then is Joker dead? Batman found her bomb intact, disarmed just in time using tools he'd stolen from the Batsuit he was wearing. There's been no sign of Joker since. Despite everything that's happened, Batman tells her that it's all been important, because everything looks so different now. The city has changed so much. Batman is genuinely glad Harley is okay. But Harley asks if he is. Bruce had to bury his father again today. He did it with his family. He once told her that a fight with Joker is a fight against death itself, and that the real fight is to live, to keep going. And he's ready for that fight. Everything he's lost, he doesn't know if he ever needed it. And what comes next will be difficult. But he believes he can face it head on. He believes he can be a better man, a better Batman. Meanwhile, somewhere else, someone has noticed the mess Bruce has made. What a mess he's made. His teachers would be ashamed of him. He thinks it's time for his city to choose its new protector. The truce is over. It's time for Gotham to meet Ghostmaker. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Batman approaches Clown Hunter. He knows everything the boy has been doing during Joker's war. His name is Bao Pham, and his parents were murdered by the Joker 5 years ago. The reason he put on that mask. But exactly when did he feel that motivation? Well, it was on the third night, when he heard one of them bombing a shop down the street. That's when he had that moment, when he stopped believing that some guy in a bat costume was going to come and stop them. And that realization hit him hard. That same guy in the costume could have stopped all of this a long time ago. Before what happened to his parents. Before any of them. No matter what happens, Batman always ends up forgiving his enemies. Take the Joker, for example. Is he alive or is he dead? Batman has nothing more to say. He's only going to give Bao one warning. He will not allow him to take another life. He knows where he lives. He's already dismantled all of his weapons and explosives. This is the only warning he's going to give. He will not allow a clown hunter in this city, and he means it. In fact, he's giving him this card so he can seek help from Leslie. The bat leaves, and for Clown Hunter, the idea of help actually sounds pretty good. Maybe when all of this is over. And finally, to close this story, we return to Gotham City. In a small restaurant, someone is eating. Everything that's happened is astonishing. Punchline was not arrested after proving she wasn't insane enough to be sent to Arkham Asylum, so she's under house arrest instead. The most surprising part is that Punchline released a video online in which she says we're going to hear her story. Why wasn't she imprisoned? Well, the judge says she didn't kill anyone, but she also didn't stop it from happening. She proved that she was an unwilling accomplice and a witness to Joker's crimes. If the city decides to lock her up forever, she says she'll understand. Back in the restaurant, a man wearing a hood says this trial is going to be a circus. And really, there's no better place for a clown. As he lights a cigarette, He exhales a puff of green smoke. The person who had shown him the news and the video says that it can't possibly be true. Suddenly, the man begins to struggle to the point of coughing up blood. While new things are unfolding in the city, he's going to take some time. He'll let the city set its broken bones into a new configuration. Either way, the man has already collapsed with a smile on his face. And the hooded figure will make sure he's presentable. That's good enough. All of this was nothing more than an introduction to the next Punchline comic, coming soon. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.